He said to make her off the picture.
Am I live?
You sound old.
I do. I feel old.
Here, let me get my device.
This is so stressful, y'all. I'm trying to figure this out.
I wrote the phone call me.
That's why I'm live.
Okay. But nobody's in the room, is it?
Yes.
Oh.
So I need, well, it says 1. I don't know if that's me or.
Your phone says 0.
You should take money.
My thing is, can you hear me? So hey, it's working. Can you hear me, Shao? Awesome. Hey, Mike. Hey, Cole. Hey, Deanna. Thanks, Den. Hey, C. Hey. I cannot believe it's working. If y'all only knew the struggle I just been through the last 30 minutes of my life, we're not going to talk about it. We're not living in the past. Thank you, Deanna. So if you guys don't know I sent my link out just a few minutes ago to all my friends, but your girl been working on her YouTube channel and I hit 400 subscribers this month. I am so excited. Thank you, Cole. You saw me working earlier. I did my makeup and then messed up on the mascara, but the God I serve, I kept it rolling. Yes, Shao. If you have any budgeting questions, please throw them up. That is a great start. Thank you for the support. I didn't know what to expect when I got on. I was like, will anybody even show? So awesome. And just a huge shout out to Deanna because she just monetized. Homegirl is hitting 2K subscribers, working on 3. You're doing big things. Hey, Des. Hey, Scratch Time. Thank y'all so much for supporting me. I appreciate it. So let me stay on topic, y'all. Feel free to throw up any budget questions you might have. If you don't know, I'm on a debt-free journey and I'm trying to stay on a budget. And so I wanted to go live for the first time just to see how it would go. Does anybody have an emergency fund? I just want to throw one question out there because it's kind of controversial right now. Hold on, we'll put that question on pause. Shelly threw up her question. She says, is it better to use savings to pay off a credit card or put money towards both savings and debt? Wow, good question. Very good question. I think that in the times that we're living in, of course, this whole pandemic has been a mess, but if you have money, if you have free money right now, I really would focus on saving at least half because of what's going on in the job uncertainty and all, and the future, especially since some people have not been stimulated, me. So debt might have to take a pause, your debt snowball, or you might have to consider just doing half and half. So like for us, what we're doing is we're putting money to the side for savings, but we really want to finish our house upgrades and our house repairs. So we are still spending money on that. So I think you have to kind of take a look at your budget, sit down with your significant other or by yourself, and you really have to decide, like, what are we going to do about this? Because at the end of the day, you have to keep your four walls, which is food, shelter, your bills paid, and money for an emergency. So that's what I would say. I would definitely put some money towards savings, at least half, and then the rest you can do what you want. Yes to Caprice Dove. Yes, Co having that saving like crazy. I love it. Shell says she does too. Excuse me. Good question. Good question. Scratch Time asks, what is a debt snowball? I appreciate my husband for logging on here and asking questions. Thank you. Thank you for your question, Shell. Throw another one up if you have it. A debt snowball is when you list all of your current debts that you have from smallest to largest, and you take the smallest bill. Well, actually, you take all of your debts that you have from smallest to largest, and you pay the minimum on each one, right? So say you owe $5 minimum on each one of your cards, but then any extra money that you can scrounge, if you're trying to be gazelle intense, you want to throw any extra money you find, even if it's a nickel. I have made a 5-cent payment on my credit card before. Throw it at the smallest debt every time you find free money. And those small payments over time add up to a debt payoff. And so once you pay off that debt, you take all the money that you were throwing at that smallest debt and put it to your second smallest debt. And you just move from there. And I'm telling you, small progress is still progress. So I definitely recommend it. Hey, welcome, C. Thank you guys so much for the support. Another good question. Thank you guys. I really think that in times we're living in now, I never thought about the importance of having an emergency fund until I'm actually experiencing kind of like a pandemic type emergency where it's like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be working because right now, actually Travels is not booking. We are booking very little, like it's dry over here, y'all. It's dry. So I'm like, I'm really glad that we had a plan in place. Like we have money in case, my husband loses his job. We have money like if our debt is, lower than it was this time last year. Our credit utilization has gone up. So I'm just trying to make small improvements, y'all. I'm tired of this debt. Anybody else have debt? Thank you, C. Yes to the emergency fund. Yes, everybody in here is so good. Co said she paid down half her credit card and her credit went up 72 points and she's putting half to savings. I'm telling you, that's another question. Co reminded me. So if you currently don't know what your credit score is, there are so many apps that you can use right now to check your credit score for free. So one that I recommend, tell me if I'm looking the right way. I've never used the webcam on my MacBook before. But if you, I know Co uses this. Credit Karma is amazing. Another good one is Credit Sesame. And I actually have several that I check because what I notice is different creditors and different credit companies use different ones. So I recommend getting any free one that you can find and checking your credit score on a weekly basis, y'all. They are now updating these things even more than weekly. So like, I should have been more prepared. Let me pull up my current little debt snapshot so I can see what I'm working with. Okay, so like right now I'm accessing Credit Karma, Credit Sesame. If you have a Discover card, they will give you your FICO score for free. If you have a Capital One credit card, they will use the CreditWise and give you your credit score for free. Dennis says Credit Karma waiting well for me. Yes, C said Credit Sesame is bae. See, Credit Karma and Credit Sesame, they about the top two right now. Cool, thank you. You said look great, thank you. Oh, hold on, I feel like I skipped a question. Did I skip a question? Hold on. That is bomb. Cole said her credit went up 72 points. Oh, Shelly said, if you are an essential worker and are stressed beyond reason, would you recommend quitting? Now, maybe somebody else in here can chime in because I don't know what happens if you quit. I don't know if that means that you are not eligible for unemployment, or I don't know exactly what happens with that. But if your job is putting you in a predicament where it's you have to choose between your health and paying your bills, you definitely need to have that conversation with your family and your household and decide on a plan, because at the end of the day, you're no good to anybody dead. So if you feel like you are not safe, then you need to have that conversation, because we don't know how long this thing is looking. Now, this is once again the importance of having a fully funded emergency fund. So an emergency fund means you have $1,000 in your savings account ready to go. And a fully funded emergency fund means that you have 3 to 6 months of money saved in your account to pay all of your bills for 3 to 6 months. I'm working on that right now, and I highly recommend it, especially in the times that we're living in now. So as for right now, if you don't have an emergency fund, quitting should not be an option because you don't have a fallback. But that's a great question. Yeah, Dennis says quitting is really not a good option right now, in my opinion. That's exactly how I feel. That's the unfortunate part. And I think that's where a lot of people are right now, is they're like in the same scenario, which is sad. Okay, Cole had another question. Is there a limit of how many times you can make a payment on a credit card in a month? No. The one thing they might do is take forever to apply that credit to your card. That's what I noticed. So like every week I was like, okay, I got $5 extra in my account. Here go a $5 payment. And I would say, hey, I made that payment 8 days ago. Why has it not been applied to my account yet? And it would be because it would say, oh, you have multiple payments that are trying to clear right now. So you should, it'll take longer for them to be applied to your account. But no, it gets on there eventually. And I think they try to go slow. This is just low key. I'm always like, I think they take forever to apply multiple payments because they want to be able to charge as much interest as possible. And they can't do that if you keep on making extra payments. So that is the purpose of doing that. That's a good question, Cole. Thanks for that. Scratch time. Have another income stream. Honey. If that is the solution. If you have more than one job right now, you are in a great predicament, because if you can't go to your full-time job for whatever reason, or if you are furloughed, or if you are let go or laid off, if you have another backup side hustle or stream of income, you are golden. Like hopefully at the very least, it will cover your minimum expenses for the month, and it will give you that peace of mind. Like, oh, at least I can pay my bills. I highly recommend it. And I wanted to go back too, because I wanted to see if anybody has any experience with applying for the PPP, the EIDL, the unemployment, anything that has to do with the whole pandemic. Let me know in the comments below. C says, I would try to see if you could change your schedule, delegate responsibilities where you can, and take off when you can. Even a half day sometimes does wonders. That's a pro right there. That's a pro. We got some pros in the building. Oh, we got 9 people watching. This is so awesome. Thank you, C. Those are some great solutions. Because your job could be a whole different job if you can work it at different hours of the day. I know I'm not a morning person, but afternoons, I'm at my best. That's awesome. Cole says, are you still using the long game to save? I am, and I still like it. Thanks, Ro. I just literally went on long game the other day because it kept on crashing every time. So long game savings is another cute savings app that we started using on this road trip. We were probably coming back from Siem Reap. And anyway, what you do is it gives you credit for every time you make deposits into the savings account. And it'll say you get to, get this amount of coins and you get to use these coins to play games. It's cute. And it keeps you motivated to reach the goals that it has inside the app. And it really, you can save quick. You can save really quick. I like it. Thanks, C. Shelly's giving us an update for the general question I asked. The EIDL loan is still not available. PPP is accepting apps, but has harder requirements now. See? They're supposed to be saving us. We're in the middle of a whole pandemic. And so what I'm asking about are any forms of assistance from the government. And if you have a small business, they had 2 or 3 options for small businesses so that if you are under hardship and you have employees and you cannot pay them, you were able to apply for these benefits and you were supposed to be able to get up to $10,000, no questions asked. And what ended up happening is you got $1,000, and that's only if you were able to apply within the 3 days before they shut the site down. So they have not opened the site back up. I don't think they're going to. And it's really unfortunate because there's a lot of businesses out here that are suffering. But Scratch Time said, night shift gang. Hey, Reese, we were just talking about you. Thanks for coming. Yay, we made it to 10 people. That is so awesome. Shelly said EIDL is for those with side businesses, most easy to apply for, and is no longer open. Very sad. This is ridiculous. It feels like we are in a third world country. It does not feel like we're in any type of progressive country. Co said Des was in virtual line for 13 hours yesterday for unemployment. It went through though. At least y'all got it through. See, that's what I'm talking about. And so so if y'all feel comfortable sharing, does he get I heard you get 600 or something every week on top of whatever your unemployment is. Is that still true? Is that still going on? Shelly said that was a hidden gem. I know. I found out about it too late. I wish I had signed on, y'all, because actually Travels could have actually got me some dollars. This is some good convo. Okay, so Co said, yes, ma'am. So yes, if that is the most clutch thing I've heard, is that they are giving an additional $600, and that $600 is just because we're going through a pandemic. They passed some extra law so that on top of whatever your unemployment already was, you can get that extra $600. So there's some people on unemployment and they're like, I'm making more now than I ever have thanks to this pandemic. So it's that's how it should be. Reese, if you just joined them, I said throw questions out if you have any questions or any success stories, because we have a lot of pros in here. We have people who are on a debt-free journey. We have people who have already reached debt freedom. We have people who work for themselves. So feel free to share your wins. Co said Hogan is president. I'm telling you, that man. So if you guys don't know, I think everybody in here from the state of Maryland. You might not be living there now, but you from there. And Governor Hogan is doing his thing. I'm not gonna lie. He's looking out for the people. Shelly said, what should people be doing with their stimulus check? Yes. Good question. These are some y'all are coming through with the questions. Okay, so I have 4 things that you should do. Well, 3. You should either save it, invest it, or get ahead on your bills, which is what I plan on doing if I'm ever stimulated. I'll be checking my account every day. Like, still haven't been stimulated, y'all. But if and when, I would like to pay my bills for the next month or 2 and just get ahead. That would be golden. So I highly recommend not blowing it. If you get the full $1,200 per person, it's $1,200 you get, right? If you get the $1,200, take a couple hundred, have fun, do what you want, blow money fast. But that other $1,000, do something responsible with it. I'm just starting to get my feet wet in the investment game, so I'm gonna put a little bit in there. Thank you, Shelly, for that question, though, and let me know what you guys have already done with your stimulus. Reese said, "What's the difference between good and bad debt?" Oh, this is a good question. This is a controversial one because some people who are debt free believe that you shouldn't have debt, but you kind of need a certain amount of debt to keep your credit score. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Reese. Oh, E, can you get my charger for the computer? The girl is dying over here. I'm still on the debt-free journey, so I can't speak to what's good and what's bad, but I notice that when I pay off certain things, certain debts, my credit score hops, like it jumps so high. And I'm like, well, okay. But when I paid off, like, example, we paid off our home equity loan, $10,000 loan that we had from back in the day, just always paid the minimum. And finally, we were like, we just need to pay it off. Paid it off. My credit score went up 1 point. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is such a, thank you, baby. I said, are you kidding me? And so then fast forward to a couple weeks later, we made extra payments on our Discover card. And that thing updated. First, it updated quicker. It updated within 3 days. And my credit score jumped like 50 points. So I'm like, so I'm guessing, to me, in my scenario, I think that there's such a thing as good and bad debt. And so I am definitely more interested in paying off my credit card debt right now than any other debt. Yeah.
Can I answer?
Oh, Micah gonna come in here, y'all. He the pro. C said he's the truth coming through.
Aloha.
Shelly said, next video, please. Okay. What you should do with your stimulus. Got you.
I want to say something about the good and bad debt.
Okay.
Like, for me personally, I don't think there's a good thing, a such thing as good debt. Like, for me, I don't care about credit score or any of that. I don't need a credit score if I have the cash in hand type of deal. But then that includes another question that was asked about how much should you save. But as far as good debt, like for Rochelle, she wants to have credit cards for like travel cards.
Yes. Yes.
That was pretty much it.
Travel card. I want to be able to. I want a black card for traveling. If I'm being honest.
She wants like 3 different travel credit cards. Certain ones are good for each thing, which for her would be good debt. But for me, I don't want to carry a balance over every month
because I don't want that interest.
Right. So the good debt part would be using your card for stuff that you would already buy, like gas or shopping or whatever else you would do, your trips or whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, it would be paying it off every month, but you still would be able to accrue your points.
Right. If you can zero it out every month, which is the clutch. It's that one little thing where if you can charge your card and pay it off before you get your next bill, that is how you win. Because you are collecting points or cash back every time you pay in full. Hold on, I want to get to some of these other. Shelly, I will definitely make that a video. Hey, Lifestyle with Chef. Hey, Will, thanks for coming. Girl, me too. She said she just finished checking her account. Nothing. It's the worst feeling, okay? It's the worst feeling when you. Can you move this for me?
Yes.
Keep hitting my hand on it. That is the worst feeling when you're looking in your account and you don't see it. Deanna said, I can't wait for your investment tips. That's definitely going to be a collab with Micah. I'm going to make sure that he is here because he already invests and he got his first little money last year. And when we did our taxes, I was like, okay. So I'll make sure. Husband got stimulated. We put it away. We have not used one dime. We scared. Girl, wisdom. Can you imagine the old you, the 23-year-old you getting stimulated? Girl, I understand. Co has another question for us. Hold on. How much would you consider a decent savings? And when should you dip into your savings versus using credit when your on-hand money is low? This is a good question. I'm just saying. I'm staying loose. Who else with me? Okay, so I just watched this video, y'all. I'm gonna send y'all the link because she was dropping numbers and I was like, this lady said, it's a YouTuber. She said you should have several different types of savings accounts. She was like, you should have an emergency one for a true emergency that you never ever touch unless someone is like hospitalized. Your second one should be a death account, meaning someone in your family has died and you need to attend the funeral or pay for it. And then she had basically like 2 other savings accounts. In total, she was like, you should have at least 50K. And she said it with such ease. I was like, who got 50K? That is the goal now. So that's the look at Micah. Micah is like, yes.
So when I first got my first job and I got my first check, and of course, everybody gets their first check and blows it on stuff you've wanted all your life. Yes. I was like 16 or something like that. And a very wise person came up to me and said,
his mother,
excuse me, ma'am.
I had to tell y'all because y'all know her. Y'all know us. I had to tell you. She dropped this gem. Go ahead.
He said, okay, you spent your first check. You had fun. He's like, but you need to save, put aside $250,000 to save. He said that should be your savings. So that's always been my goal, 250K. But I think personally it should be at least a year's expenses to pay enough money to pay off your bills, mortgage, and everything for a year. A lot of people say 3 months, 3 to 6 months. I think a year for me personally to be comfortable.
So there you go, Cole. I'm over here like 1, 2. These all sound like large numbers.
But then I agree with Rochelle's. You need more than one. One for extreme emergency. One for emergency. Oh, my car something went down.
Yeah. You need to have like categories, like what's it called? Like level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay, hold on. What did you pay that made it jump? I paid Discover, girl, and that was a joint credit card. And for some reason, Discover, just, thank you, Micah. Discover, they are awesome. If anybody needs a credit card, I'm just saying, get Reese's link, her referral link, because she put me on. Shelly says, I think you should start a Black people finance chat. We need more melanin to know about money. I know what you mean, and that's why I'm here, boo. I'm here. We need to have this conversation because I want us all to win. Reese said, come through, tag team answers. Hey, girl. Hey, Chef. Oh, thank you, Chef, so much for coming. Shelly said, melanated money. Love it. Love the title. Let me scroll up and make sure I ain't missed nobody. How am I doing so far, y'all? I love that y'all type. It's lit. We at the 30-minute mark. I'm supposed to be signing off right now. Oh, Sierra has a good question. How do you feel about doing balance transfers to maybe a card that is offering a promotional interest-free card? Reese, feel free to answer anytime. I say yes. And I'm almost positive Reese will say that too. Micah is giving 2 thumbs up. I'm telling you, it's a secret. This is how people do. They flip their cards. So say you have a card like I do from college that has a horrible interest rate. The promo is over. Nothing's being deferred. It's time to pay up. Take that balance, apply for a new credit card that has an adult, I'm a grown folk person interest rate, which is maybe like, if you can find it, 20%, and throw that balance on there because at least it will free you up temporarily so that you can, your payments will hit harder and your balance will go down quicker. So I highly recommend.
And then some of them are 0%. For like the first year or 6 months.
Yes, that's why I say do that. Because if you do a balance transfer to a card with a promo like that, you're gonna be making interest-free payments for at least 6 months, and that's to a year. Some of them are even 18 months. Like Co know about this one. We got it for Care Credit. When Co and I both got our LASIK done, we had interest-free payments for the first. Co, let me know if you remember, like 100, like I think it was 18 months. But hold on. Oh, keep going. Hold on.
I said, but then you got to know yourself. Are you the type of person that's going to say, okay, I got free credit freed up, I'm going to blow some more money?
You got to be disciplined.
You got to be disciplined and honest with yourself.
Put it in the freezer. I literally had to do this at home for the cards that I didn't want to cut up. I put water on them in an ice tray and froze them Johns. You cannot touch these cards, y'all. Be responsible. We got an adult now. We have to adult. Hold on, let me catch up. Shelly said, girl, I'd be dropped out. Chev said, oh, wow, never thought. I know, right? Never thought about it. Co, $250,000. And she said that with confidence, didn't stutter. And she said that back in 1990 something. Let that sink in. What would she have said now? We should ask her. I'm going to bring her on one day. We need to interview these peoples. Reese said she keeps an emergency, travel, recurring bills like tag renewal and car insurance. Anything else gets cash flowed and nothing comes out the emergency. My emergency might be paying off my car. Girl, you better do it. Shelly said every time my husband and I save, we get itchy and want to spend. I keep telling him no. That's the hardest part. You have to put it somewhere where, like, have you guys remember ING Direct? ING Direct, they got bought out by Capital One, and they owned by them now, and it's called, I think, 360 savings accounts. Now, it's a hard credit pull to start an account with them now, but I recommend putting it somewhere where it will take days to get back to you.
Go
ahead.
I have a reward for me personally. I have a reward system. It's like if I get savings and I get itchy.
Yeah.
My thing is like, say I want to save, just throw a number out there. If I get my savings to 5,000. Then I get to go do A, B, and C.
Right.
When I get my savings to 10,000, I get to go A, B, and C. So that way I can still celebrate having some money, but then I know to get to the next, when I get to the next reward or whatever, or next key or wherever I want to go, I have something to look forward to.
That's a good idea. He's so good at that. He always does. Self-care is real. Micah don't play about his self-care. He's like, what am I doing for me this week?
Right. So I say, we're going out on the town for the weekend when we get to 5,000. We're going out on a vacation or something when we get to 10,000.
Yes.
So that way, you got something to look forward to. You don't, and you're constantly worried about building up your money.
Because I got to have a goal.
Yeah. So you have a goal.
What are y'all doing this for, y'all? What are y'all goals? We got it. Thank you, Bull. You keeping us on. Shelly said, this is so nice. Thank you. Y'all are making it nice. Reese said, that would be my answer too, Ron. Like, okay, I thought so. That's my financial consultant right there, one of many. Cole said, yes, Care Credit. Care Credit was 24 months. Yes. And I just paid off LASIK. So excited. Shelly said, Micah, just stay. Hilarious.
I was about to put on a shirt and tie. I wasn't dressed to be on camera.
Hilarious. Okay, C said, yep, they are. Chase and Amex had promotions not too long ago. Discipline is key. Sierra, the promos that I am getting through the mail right now. They got a girl. I text Riri. How often do I text you, Riri? Like, I'm thinking about getting this card. I'm gonna end remind me to circle back and end the discussion with one question, because we're gonna have a goal every week that we're gonna all try to hit every week. All right, Micah decided to stay for a while, y'all.
That's okay. It's okay.
Even try to make him look proper. Okay, Chev has a really good question. I've been trying to teach my son financial literacy. Do you teach your daughter? How do you do it to where she understands? Okay, so she has been watching me do my budget videos for quite some time and my budget binding. But one thing that I noticed that I haven't really used that much, Dave Ramsey and his daughter, Rachel Cruz, they have a children's version of, what was it called?
Something Academy.
And it's something junior. I'll try to find the link. Like, I don't know if this says Deanna. I don't know if you're still in here, but hey, Candace, I see you. Hey, boo. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you guys for joining. We're talking about debt, girl, paying down debt. Throw any questions you have up there. Chev, I'm making a note. I'm gonna.
They had the cash money envelopes and stuff like that.
In fact, it should be in here
and stuff like that.
But I don't see it now. But Eva has one. We're gonna find it for you. Chev, kid literacy.
Home and had the 3 different
Yeah.
to put your money in.
What
And
was
then it had the 3 cash
I
envelopes.
still have the dollars.
But it was a Dave Ramsey program.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And in fact,
Junior.
it was gifted to her. She got it as a gift because my aunt is Dave Ramsey. She a Dave Ramsey fan. I'll get back to
Which
you.
we are too.
We are too, but she go hard in the paint. My aunt Janice, she don't play.
And then I know for budgeting, you did a video with Eva helping her budget.
Yeah, that's what Chev saw. That's why she brought it up.
Okay.
She saw my video and she saw Eva, taking an interest. The hardest part is to get them fired up and get them interested. I'm gonna find that link for you, Chev. I wrote notes.
How old is her kid?
How old is your son? Let us know. Shelly said we use Capital One. Yes, they are so hard to take from. Girl, you send something to Capital One 360, forget it. You're not hearing about it for another week or two. Reese said yes in all caps. That's how I did my savings to move across states. I had to put it in a savings account. It was hard to get out of, and it was good training. That's the way to go. I'm telling you. Sierra said also having a bank account that I don't have a card for. Having a bank account that I don't have a card for. So I'll have to think twice before I take that drive. Yes. I'm telling you, you have to do all types of stuff to set yourself up. Put the emergency money somewhere where you can access it when you need it, but it's going to take some work. I'm so happy Candace came. Oh, Money Makeover. Yeah, Money Makeover. Yes, that's another one, Shelly, that by Dave Ramsey. That's another good one.
Oh.
Lifestyle with Chef. Thank you, boo. Thank you so
13.
much.
Okay,
he's 13. Okay.
So I know another thing that we did was we got her own bank
Bye,
card.
Shell.
Bye, Shell.
Oh, I'll send you that too, Chev. She has her own bank account. I'll send you the link. In fact, if you look in my description, you'll see a link for a green light referral. Check that out and see if it's something you want to show your son. Once Eva got her own card, her own bank account with a savings account and donate account, all of a sudden she doesn't beg for stuff anymore.
Right.
We don't hear from her.
Anytime she wants money and she wants to buy something, tell her to buy herself.
Yeah.
And then she'll be like, oh, but I want to save it for a new bike. Well, there you go. And then, but the thing is, you got to be strict with them because you got to give them enough where they can spend for the month. They can get their own food or their own clothes or whatever.
Toys
or whatever. So she knows if she spends money on toys, she's not going to have money for food, for her bike or whatever.
Yes.
And then saving becomes something real to them because they have to make their own responsibilities.
She got to make decisions on the fly. Her card got declined. She's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Learn from this.
And we don't save her. We just laugh at her.
We were rooting for you. You need to know what it means. You didn't check your account first to make sure you didn't get declined.
Oh, you left your card at home? Well, you're not getting anything.
Well, I'm gonna send that report to Amazon.
Okay. Bye, Shell. Cole said, same. See, she has to go to the credit union to Hopkins. Now, you know, you drive downtown to go to Hopkins. You must really need that money. I know Coco is.
Dad.
Hey, Papa. Oh, boy, we got some questions for you, Papa. That is so true about taking that drive because I would be like, Co, come on, we're going on a trip. And she's like, all right, I got to go get the money. And it'd be days later, Co, what's up? Where's the money? Girl, I got to go get it. I got to go all the way down. That's how you build your accounts up, though. Put it somewhere where you got to go somewhere to get it. Oh, Candy has a good one. She says, we're ready to buy a house. Any advice on saving for it? How much should I have at the start of this? Feel free to chime in, you guys. First of all, congrats, Bull. I can't wait to see the virtual house tour. Bye, Bull. Bye, Shelly. First things first, I just watched a video yesterday it's funny you said that this budgeter, she is saving for their first house and a wedding. And she still has debt. But she had a really good system because she just has it in her head, basically, I'm going to save for my house. Because everybody knows that the more money you come with on the day of signing, the better for your monthly payment for the rest of whatever. One Dave Ramsey tip that we were thinking about doing is to not do a 30-year fix, but do a 15-year fixed. So if I have any advice, I would say that is my number one. I might be saying it wrong, but most of the times when you go and you close on your home, they give you a rate for 30 years, whatever your monthly payment is every month for the next 30 years until your house is paid off. Dave Ramsey suggests saying, give me my rate for 15 years. It'll double your payment essentially, but you'll pay your house off quicker. And so now you got all these people out here who are debt free and sitting in a bomb house, and they just worked for it. Like they were like, okay, I'm gonna pick up an extra job, or I'm gonna, if I'm gonna free my money up so I can make that double payment every month. And I didn't know you could do that, because then they can't charge as much interest, long-term interest on you.
Right. We got you.
Thank you, Papa. I know what I'm talking about. Papa said 15-year fix is the best. I just learned about that reading a Dave Ramsey. Right? Stuff that you wish they would have told you in high school.
Right.
Because it's like we're learning about all of this stuff after the fact.
Right.
Closing costs should be saved, and this is Co said, and buy any new items you need on credit cards that you don't have on hand money for before the house hits your credit. Oh, that's another thing, because once you guys do close on your house, it will take a while. I don't know about nowadays, but when we bought our house, it took a while before our credit before the house showed on our credit. And Co is right. So take advantage of that whole gap, that time that before it hits your credit, and spend what you need to spend and hurry up and pay it off so that it doesn't affect your credit score. That is so true. Oh, these are such good questions. Such good questions. I am feeling the love, y'all. Well, I'm going to end it. I'm going to wrap up. We talked about some great things today. My one thing that I think that we should work on, and maybe I'll try to do this once or twice a month, is to work on an emergency fund. Starting from today until the next time we go live, try to meet your goal, whatever your personal goal is, of at least we'll say $500. If you don't have an emergency fund at all, let's save $500 by next month towards our emergency fund. Let's challenge ourselves to do that. If you already have a $1,000 emergency fund, let's challenge ourselves to do 3 months, which is what Mike and I are working on now, because we did not have an emergency fund. We have credit cards we can use in case of something, but we have been throwing all our free money at debt, and we have made a huge hole in our debt. We just paid off $20K. We just did our debt tracking, and we have paid off $21,000 of debt. So I'm happy about that, but I really want to beef up our emergency fund. So that's my goal for all of us. I hope we can meet it. Thank you guys so much. OC says, also, if you can't afford the 15-year fix, take the mortgage that you can afford and make additional payments strictly to your principal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do. Because we had a home equity loan that we paid off, but that payment money was still going into the account to pay it. And so every month I just make an additional payment on the mortgage. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Papa.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We got up to 14 people.
Can you see who's in the room?
I can't. I don't think I can. Once I gain my privileges, my YouTube legs, I probably can. But I just know about the ones who comment. Thank you guys so much for helping us stay engaged for 43 minutes. Like, what? That is so awesome. All right, y'all. Peace.
Aloha.